Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rocket League CEA Finals. We are here after a long season of these teams battling it out at the very end of the playoff bracket. Welcome to all of the coworkers, family members, everyone at your own home or at the live finals. Welcome, we have finally made it. Today we have the Meta Professional Tractors playing against the Google I'm Feeling Lucky squad. Both of these teams coming into the finals after a Game 7 win against their opponents, being the Bars that Google defeated and Clip It that the Professional Tractors defeated. Or I'll just shorten it down to Pro Tractors for most of this stream today. But we will be underway before too long here. All the players are getting ready to go. And we are excited for a good match between the top teams in the CEA. On the side of the Pro Tractors, we have Mash, Espion, and Rex. And for Google, it's Hot Chocolate, Literal, and Sphere. And we are underway. Kickoff stays in the middle of the field. Mash picking it up right away, put into the Google corner. Trying to get a sender, gets it over to Espeon, takes the shot! And we open things up right off the bat with Meta taking the first goal of the series. Just catching the Google team off guard with the speed off that kickoff there. Mash ripping around the corner and putting one in, or putting a pass center over to Espeon. Off the kickoff again, Mash going for another one. Little backflip flick there. Does get saved by the spear from Google. Let's see how they're able to respond with the immediate pressure coming out from the Protractors here. Literal sends the ball down into the Protractors' end. Rex not quite able to clear. Hot Chocolate pops it up to himself. Double tap opportunity, gets one, but it goes off the backboard instead. Ball floating in front of the Meta and gets punted all the way downfield. Just goes off the post of the Google net. Almost just a free long shot going in from Meta there. Rex now puts it center. Espeon goes for it, but gets sent off the ball by the Sphere, who is quite suitably using the Scarab for his name. Rex trying to go down the field, gets tackled along the way. Espeon will pick it up. Espeon being a previous RLCS pro, you'll probably see when we go to any sort of scoreboard, she is rocking the RLCS Season 1 Elite title. Just goes to show the quality of players we have here in the CEA. Most of these players, I don't know for certain, but I'm sure a lot of them, at least, are at the top of the Rocket League rank system, being supersonic legends. Back to the gameplay. Rex and Espeon come together for a midfield passing play, and Espeon will place that perfectly into the top left of the net. Some precision teamwork there coming out from Meta. Rex seeing Espeon in the midfield, who had themselves placed perfectly to receive it, and strong shooting will beat out all the defenders from Google. Meta on the offense once again. Rex trying to ring that one around. Sphere not quite able to get the clear. Follow-up from Mash will go off the post, and Rex to finish. Meta is coming out swinging. Right out of the gates here. Less than 2 minutes into game number 1, Meta is up 3 goals. We do have ourselves here a best of 7 series, so even if Google drops game 1, they're not definitively out of it yet. They'll have time to recover, but they don't want to give up any games here. Let's see what sort of response they can give to this high offense Protractors team. And speaking of offense there, a demo on the back line onto Literal from Mash will open things up for Espeon to get herself a hat trick in game number 1 here. Protractors bringing out a little bit of that physical play to try to give themselves more space, and it did the trick in that situation. For those who are unaware or perhaps new to the CEA, these teams are playing for a prize pool, but it is not for their own gain. It will be going towards a charity of the team's choice. Both the first, second, and third place team get to donate to a charity that they wish. And in this case, if the Protractors win, they are putting their winnings towards Doctors Without Borders, and Feeling Lucky is putting it towards the Carbon Fund. And as I talk about it, the Meta Protractors put in another one, that time coming off of an awkward pinch between the two captains, Mash dunking Hot Chocolate and sending it into the net. Meta continuing their dominance here. 5 goals up now with 2 minutes on the clock. It should be noted that the Google squad isn't running at their normal list here today. They are missing the player Sportive, who is a massive part of getting their team to this point. But unfortunately, he is sick, and so they have, I believe the Sphere is the sub-in this case. Rex taking the ball deep into the feeling lucky corner, but is cleared out by Literal. Ash tries to clear it out, met by Hot Chocolate. Google trying to get some consistent pressure here, but it is sent downfield once again by the Protractors. Looking at the stats of the shots here, the Protractors have 8 shots on net, keeping Google down to just 2. 1 minute left on the clock. Game number 1 is looking like it might be a bit of a wash for Google here, but we'll see how they bounce back in game number 2. We know what this team is capable of. It will just be a matter of if they are able to make the adjustments, have the team communication, and the mental fortitude to come back in this absolutely massive series being the grand finals. $30 seconds down now to 20. Facebook still putting on, or Meta, sorry, still putting on the pressure there. Hot Chocolate has an opportunity, but flicks it wide. Google probably just trying to get 1 goal on the board here just to prove that they can. Get a little bit of momentum going in their favor coming into game number 2. Hot Chocolate takes a shot. Mash will send it to the side, not wanting to give Google any semblance of hope here. And Protractors will take game number 1. And looking at these stats, like I had mentioned there, Protractors just going absolutely massive with the amount of shots that they had against Google. Having dominant control of that game, and critically having the midfield passing plays to give themselves strong scoring opportunities. Their shots weren't just blindly sent towards the net. They were calculated and they were powerful. Google might have to start opening things up with some demo plays or maybe some midfield passing. Just trying to get past the midfield of the Meta squad, because at the moment, they are being held at their backline. And we come into game number 2 now. Let's see what adjustments they do end up making. Will Google be able to bring back the momentum into their favor? Let's see what happens. Kickoff game number 2. Ball immediately gets sent right into the Meta side. Literal almost had an opportunity, but couldn't quite read the clear that went right in front of the Meta net. Espeon goes for a flip reset in front of his own net, doesn't land it, and ends up getting both of his her other players to jump for the ball. They might be a little low on boost here, but they have the pressure back on it. Hot Chocolate with a diving save against Rex, but things are still dangerous. Espeon's shot sent away by the sphere. Literal now dunking 2 players with 0 boost to put it towards the Meta end. Sphere tries to center. Bested by Espeon, who does manage to get a second touch and send it the rest of the way downfield. Ball bounces high in the midfield. Mash takes the shot. Espeon going for bumps, but can't quite stop the Sphere. And Sphere takes a shot, goes off the crossbar. We remain 0-0 after the first minute. Espeon passes down to Rex in the midfield. Espeon now going for a redirect, does get the touch, but it's light, and Literal is able to make the save, getting himself a savior medal right off the start. Mash's shot there will not find the target, and now Google is on the offense once again. And just as I say it, the Protractors have returned to the Google side of the field. Even going for some back passes there, a sure sign of very strong communication. And Espeon there almost got a ceiling goal. I'm not exactly sure even what to call that. Bounced it off the ceiling and had the angle to put it in net, but the Google defenders were able to recover in time despite the demo. Sphere bringing the ball downfield into the Meta zone. Hot Chocolate now off the backboard, can't follow it up himself, but Rex's touch isn't what he wanted, and that goal will be credited to Hot Chocolate. Let's see what happened here. Hot Chocolate just put it off the backboard, couldn't follow it up. Rex is clear. He overshot it slightly, ends up redirecting it into his own net, and Google will take the first goal of the game. Espeon trying to bring things back to tied. Gets sent aside by the Google players. Literal going for a ceiling reset to send the ball downfield. Does manage to get it into the meta corner. Hot Chocolate now tries to get over to Sphere. Sphere center attempt stopped by Rex. Demo in the back line by Espeon onto Hot Chocolate. Almost opens things up, but Sphere does manage to get that Scarab back in time. Girl will send it downfield and has Hot Chocolate to look for if he can get a pass going, but Rex messes up his plans and will send it off of the Google backboard. A good touch there from Literal to keep the ball from bouncing back in front of his own net. Sphere tries to, or sorry, the Protractors try to center, but Hot Chocolate will send it aside. Ball just going back and forth between the two nets, but neither team getting very strong scoring opportunities until that one. Literal forced to make a save coming off the backboard without any boost. Does manage to do so. And a shooting opportunity there from the Protractors will just go to the side after some side flips from their players. It was right there in front of the net, but nobody in position to capitalize on it. Ball goes the length of the field down to Meta, back down to Mash, who sends it all the way back, and now Espeon with a shooting opportunity. Hot Chocolate to make the save, bailing out his team. Now Hot Chocolate puts a light one towards the net. Espeon will easily send that one aside, and the touch will bounce very high, just out of Espeon's reach. However, Mash will be there to back it up. Google trying to get out of their zone, but Espeon sees the pass coming from the midfield and almost gets a goal there for her team. It is saved by Literal, however. Now a ball just bouncing casually towards the Protractors net, and Hot Chocolate will find that one, get his team up 2 with less than a minute on the clock. That was, I'm feeling lucky's only third shot on net, but that has been all they've needed to take the lead in this game. Up by 2, Protractors will need to put in a monumental effort to bring this game back in such short time. Let's see what they are capable of. Literal going up off the backboard, trying to follow it up, but Rex will mess up the shot. Hot Chocolate center will get picked up by Espeon instead. Rex just a little too far to pick up the pinch there, and it will go towards the meta net. 10 seconds left on the clock. Google looking to put themselves to a tied series. 3, 2, 1, 0 second time. Even then, you can't score 2 goals, and Google have claimed the second game in this series, keeping things close in this grand finals. And there you have it. The Protractors once again dominating on the shot clock, going 12 shots in that game to Google's 3. But the defense from Google has just been incredible in that game, stopping every opportunity from the Protractors and holding them to a shutout. Some incredible defensive effort there from I'm Feeling Lucky. And we'll see what sort of strategy they decide to continue with, because the Protractors may have been held off on that game, but we know that once they get that midfield passing going, they are going to have the communication and the precision to put some unstoppable shots on net. So it might be working for Google for now to play on the back line, but there was also some sort of situational things that had to go in their favor for them to take that win. So they won't be able to keep up that strategy for a whole 7-game series is my thoughts. So going into game 3 now, Let's see what they do. Will I'm Feeling Lucky be able to even up those shots, or will it continue to be shooting dominance from the Protractors? Even if it is, will they be able to put it in the net? Let's see, going into game number 3, series tied 1-1. Espeon starting off strong on the kickoff, stealing boost and putting the ball on the offense side of the field, but the Sphere will punt it down. Trying to get a center. It goes high for Literal to pick it up with a couple extra touches put in front of the net, but Rex will be there before anyone from Google is able to capitalize. Literal put in another one towards the net, sent aside by Rex once again. Google trying to show that they can put on the pressure here in game number 3. But the Protractors doing everything they can to keep it in their favor, getting it in front of the net from Mash, but the Protractors decide to hold off, not thinking it was a strong shooting opportunity. But as I say it, Protractors have every opportunity to score there, but the goal line defense once again from Google. But finally, Mash finds the hole. Just so many opportunities on net there from the Protractors. Eventually, Google was just left boostless and confused. And that left the gate open for Mash to just link a little one in there. Google now forced to respond. What will they be able to respond with here? They're sent into their own end for now. Literal trying to get it out of the zone, but runs out of boost. Mash and Rex double commit, stopping the clear. That might hold off the Protractors offense for now, but Espeon is the one taking the shot. Just knocked aside by, I believe that was Literal. Espeon going for a midfield pass, but everyone from her team is in the back line recovering. That'll give Literal time to try to put it off the backboard, but Espeon shuts that one down. Hot Chocolate with a shot just goes off the post. Google need to tie this one up as soon as they can, but a fake from Rex there will find a hole in the defense. Let's see what happens. Rex just puts a light one towards the net. Literal expecting another extra tap to put it in. But instead, Rex just flies on by it, and it will go behind the defenseman. Protractors up 2. Now Google with some offense of their own. Sent away for now by the Protractors squad. Rex will be the first one there, sending into the Google zone, trying to follow it up himself. Knocked aside by the Sphere. Hot Chocolate now trying to pass over to Literal, but Rex is the first man to that ball. Sphere will now send it over to Literal, who sends the ball off the crossbar, unfortunately. Even if that ball did end up on net, it was likely to be saved with the position of the Protractors defense. A lot of the shots we're seeing come out from Google are one-man efforts. Just one person sending the ball downfield perhaps, and then followed up by another player. But we haven't seen any synergy plays coming out from Google. We'll have to wonder if that is a little bit of nerves coming out from being in the finals or not having their main liner sportive on the team. But I think that could be the difference maker in whether or not Google is able to start lighting up the net. Because a straight shot will do you good in most skill levels of Rocket League, but at this top caliber of play, as we are seeing here, you need to get creative to put the ball in the back of the net. Ball going lightly towards the meta end. Rex not able to pick up the ball. Sphere with the shooting opportunity will send it off the crossbar. Not quite able to organize himself in time. Not expecting the ball to end up in his hands there. Literal shot sent all the way downfield by Espeon. Sphere going up his own backboard, trying to do a little air dribble out. Does manage to at least get it to the midfield. Literal trying to flick past one, but Mash shuts that one down. Now Mash going for the redirect off of Espeon's pass. Hot Chocolate will shut that one down first. 1 minute left on the clock. What can Google do? Espeon taps at center for his team. Mash's shot will go off the crossbar. Protractors don't need to score any more goals necessarily. They just have to make sure they don't get scored on, and keeping the ball on your opponent's side of the field is the best way to do it. 30 seconds left. They continue to hold on to their 2-goal lead and look to go up 2-1 in the series. Rex with a little bit of dangerous play in front of his own net gets bailed out by Mash, who sends it to the side. Google has done a good job of keeping it in the midfield here, though. Only 10 seconds left on the clock. Are they able to bring anything back in this short amount of time? Mash took a strong shot on net, saved by Sphere, but we go down to 0 seconds. And the ball may keep bouncing around, but this game is finished. Protractors take game number 3 to bring themselves up in the series. And looking at the shots once again, Protractors dominating the shot clock there. We might just have a slightly longer pause here. One of the players left the match just to reorganize there, make sure the server's all good. But yeah, Protractors just continuing to put on the offense. There's not a whole lot to be said about it. They're just keeping the ball on the Google side of the field, making sure the ball is getting to the net every time, and taking advantage of the opportunities that have been arising. It's one of those, there's not really much to say about like big fancy plays or whatnot. Nobody's going for flip resets. They're just keeping the game consistent, staying focused, and taking the opportunities that have been given to them. Heading into game number 4 now. Protractors are going to be looking to put themselves onto match point. We shall see if they are able to do so, or will Google bounce back and just keep us going back and forth? Let's find out. Kickoff game number 4. Ball in the midfield for Rex to take the shot. Saved by Literal before it found its way into the top shelf of the net. Rex now centers out to Espeon, takes the shot behind the defender, and Rex finds Espeon to light up the scoring just 13 seconds into this game. Protractors showing their consistency and communication here, getting those midfield passing plays going and taking advantage of their opportunities. Speaking of opportunities here, Google almost had themselves a tying goal, but Hot Chocolate just hit the post instead. Rex puts a shot on net, saved by Hot Chocolate. Literal to clear, but it will be met by Mash. Protractors doing an excellent job of keeping their rotations consistent and stopping that ball from crossing the midfield line. As I say it, Sphere going for a dribbling opportunity. Doesn't quite get it, but a couple of fakes here and there. Open the shot for Literal. Sends it off the crossbar. Heartbreaking for Google there. So many opportunities, both in this game and the previous one, have hit the steal instead of finding their target. Espeon with an opportunity. Ends up just putting it to the side of the net. Hot Chocolate to pick it up. Just has Mash to beat, does get past him, but Espeon recovers in time to shut down Hot Chocolate from tying the game. Literal now the previous CEA champion while he was on the Ninja Cats, trying to bring things back for his team. We know Literal has been in this position many a time before. However, his previous victory in the CEA was with the Microsoft squad of Ninja Cats, who ended up splitting up after Literal moved over to Google. But he is back again, looking to defend his title. But the Protractors are trying to have none of that. Let's see what happens here. Espeon putting in another goal for her team. Protractors now up 2-0 in game number 4 here. Just a solid goal, ringing around the left side of the field, around the corners, and just popping that one in. Nothing Sphere could do in time to make the save. Google there getting a little ambitious on a dunk play, almost getting a goal back in their favor. Not quite able to get the dunk complete though. Sphere going for a dribbling play. Shut down by Rex, and the entirety of the Protractor squad coming together to bring this ball downfield. But that means all of them have committed their boost. Mash, though, able to rotate back in time and still manage to hold the midfield. Literal now with dribbling opportunity, but no boost to work with. Shot will be sent to the side by Espeon, and the Protractors are back on the offense once again. Espeon shot off the crossbar. Protractors still have offense here. Hot Chocolate did manage to flick past Espeon, but was not able to pick up the boost along the way, so it can only be so dangerous. Ball just staying firmly in the Protractors' corner. Protractors happier to keep that one at least in a less dangerous position while they were recollecting boosts. Espeon now sending it off the Google backboard. Hot Chocolate knowing better than to let that one bounce around. Dangerous position there for Google, however, as they whiffed on the backboard. Fortunately for them, no one from the Protractors was in position to take the shot. Speaking of shots, Mash takes one on net, saved by the captain, Hot Chocolate. One minute left on the clock for Google to try to bring this game back and keep themselves from going down to match point. Hot Chocolate 1v1 against Espeon, takes the shot, but doesn't get the flick on it. Attempting to use his car to ramp that ball powerfully into the net, but the Octane hitbox is not optimally built for it. Or the Fennec hitbox, I should say, and doesn't manage to get the shot in. 30 seconds on the clock. What can Google do here? Literal takes the shot, but it is too light and just bounces right to Rex. Demo on Hot Chocolate in the backline almost opened things up for Protractors to put in another nail in the coffin in this game. And there you have it. As per regular trend for this series, one team scores a few goals and the other team doesn't score any. However, I'm feeling Lucky did manage to put up a solid number of shots in that game, getting themselves up to 6 in that one, compared to previously they had been kept to 4, 3, sometimes even 2. So it's good. It's good to see that the I'm Feeling Lucky squad is getting more shots on net. It is a good sign for the amount of offense that they'll be able to produce. However, in this one, they were still kept to a shutout. So Protractors have had the defense to hold them aside. And going into game number 5 now. Protractors are up 3-1. They just need one more to close this one off. Let's hear it in the chat and at the live watch party. Who are y'all cheering for? Do you think Protractors are going to end the series here and now? Or is Google going to keep us going and possibly even make the comeback? Here we go into game number 5. Protractors on the offense already. Espeon getting the double tap off the backboard. And Protractors are just relentless. Not giving any time to breathe, no time to think, plan any of that. They already have themselves a goal. And so far in this series, the team that gets any goals has been the one that has taken the dub. So let's see if that holds true in this one, or will Google bring us back right off the start? But it looks like it will be the Protractors who take the next goal. Mash with a long shot coming off the wall there. Looked a little out of control at first, but that was exactly what he wanted, pulling the Google players forward, leaving himself a whole net to shoot at, and does good keeping that one under the crossbar. Google now trying to get a scoring opportunity of their own. Sphere trying to get the ball centered, has it close, but it's just to the side. Hot Chocolate commits to it, but doesn't get the shot. Literal with the shot, and Hot Chocolate with the interference play. Google get themselves a goal. And we know at least we won't be seeing a shutout here. Hot Chocolate doing an excellent job of being physical in the net. And a literal shot will find the target. On the other side of things, Protractors already trying to get that goal back. Espion's shot, a strong one, but saved. Ball bouncing over to Hot Chocolate. Literal's up for it. Saved by Espion, forcing it off the crossbar. So much action already in this game number 5. The team's feeling the pressure of elimination here. Literal bringing us to a tie game with just a powerful shot after that ball bounced off to him from the backboard. Just some precision placement from the previous champion. Kickoff will see that ball bouncing it dangerously in front of the Google net. Goes over to the Protractors net. Hot Chocolate took a shot, saved, follow up by Sphere, also stopped. Now it's dangerous in front of the Google net, but nobody from the Protractors is there to take advantage of it. Sphere putting that ball into the Protractors end, but it is cleared away by Rex, only just to be cleared again by Literal. Can either team find themselves a strong scoring opportunity, or are we just going to see some tactical ping pong play coming out while these teams reestablish what standard is, now that we've had so many more goals come out in this game than we've had in any other so far, except for perhaps game number 1. Rex putting the ball into the Google corner. Managed to bounce it out to Mash, and Mash will make good on it, sending that ball powerfully into the Google net. Rex's 50-50 bounced out to the midfield, and Mash just put an absolute banger in there, giving Rex the playmaker medal there. Rex being the assist man on every single goal for Protractors so far in this game. But right back again, Literal ties it. Ball just curving up along the backboard there from Hot Chocolate. Espion bonks against the crossbar instead of making the clear, and Literal brings us tied. These teams are feeling the pressure now, and it is giving them strength. We're not even halfway through this game, and we have the scoreline at 3-3. But will we see more of Sphere trying to make a center? Literal decides to not commit to it, as many players from Protractors were up for it. Espion putting it off the backboard, following up herself, and Espion will get the lead for her team. Just going off the backboard, high flying plays, and gets a beautiful touch to put it behind the defenders there. Espion's momentum was aiming more for the left side of the net, but decides to slide across and put it to the right, where the defenders were not ready for it. Protractors right back again. Espion now with a hat trick. The ball bouncing into an awkward position for Google. Literal forced to just get any sort of touch to keep it away from the net. And Espion takes advantage of that. Put it in the top right. Protractors are looking to close out the series right here. How will Google respond? We know that they can get the goals just as fast. And with the threat of the end of the series looming above them, I'm sure their hearts will be racing, blood pumping, minds absolutely blazing to try to figure out a way to get themselves back into this game. Sphere puts the ball off the backboard. It's up for Literal. Takes the shot. Saved by Espeon. Literal trying to follow it up again. Hot chocolate shot also saved. Sphere now keeping things dangerous, but both of his players had to go back for boost. Follow up from Literal. Saved by Mash. Protractors with an absolute brick wall of defense here. Hot chocolate centers again. Literal's up. A whiff from Mash. Espeon now trying to just keep things safe. Now on the other end of things, Mash trying to get a center. Protractors want to keep the ball away from their net as much as they can, and they will take first place if they can do so. Rex and Espeon come together for a redirect shot saved by Sphere. You can see the energy in the way these teams are playing now. Everything is on the line. Literal going for a pinch, doesn't quite get the power on it. Espeon will pick it up. 30 seconds on the clock. Espeon tries to center over to his teammate Rex, but the read was not quite there. Espeon's the last man back. Now Rex with hot chocolate coming at him. Rex does make the save. Ash trying to get out of the zone. Just 10 seconds on the clock for Google to try to bring this back, but Protractors are on the offense. Sphere sends it downfield, has hot chocolate, gets the goal! 1 second left on the clock. We aren't finished. There is a chance. There is officially a chance for Google to bring this back. It is absolutely minuscule, but it's there. Let's see how this kickoff goes. It bounces high. It goes to hot chocolate. Gets the touch. Espeon's trying to mess around with it. Literal keeps it in the air, but it will bounce to Espeon, and the Protractors finish off this series in dramatic fashion. Espeon with a light little tap to put the nail in the coffin, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Meta Professional Tractors are your CEA Spring 2022 champions. Congratulations to the Protractors. Both of these teams, in fact, doing an amazing job to fight so well to bring themselves to this place in the CEA. But congratulations to the Protractors. You are the champions. And thank you everyone for watching us both at home and at the live watch party finals. We're glad you were able to be here to witness this exciting moment for the Meta Protractors. What an incredible series. Well, that has it for today, folks. If I'm not mistaken, Rocket League was the last game we had to watch. So, thank you everyone for watching. It has been a fantastic day of CEA Grand Finals, and we look forward to seeing you next season. Have a good one.
Won't you come over? Dying to know where you came from. We're breaking open. Feel like your future's just begun.